actually living here, giving you advice to other people that might be wondering. Hi everyone, it's Sienna. Welcome back to today's video. Please bear with me, the sun is going down, or it's not going down, but it's snowing today, so the lighting isn't as great, so I'm just gonna have to work with it. Lately I realized that it's kind of a big trend to like come to Korea and experience all the great things here. And you know, with the rise of K-waves and stuff like that, there's a lot of people that kind of romanticize what living in Korea is really like. And then I see a lot of videos that are these foreigners coming into Korea and making videos about how Koreans are racist, or there's really thirsty guys here and they end up miserable actually living here. So I just wanted to make this video to talk about what living in Korea is actually like. In today's video, I just wanted to touch on a couple topics that are kind of triggering, and also I want to touch on them not in a way of saying like I hate Korea, don't come here, but just to have realistic goals of what your life might be like when you actually do end up moving here. Just hope that it would just be like a friend that is actually living here, giving you advice to other people that might be wondering what it's like to live there. So the first subject that I want to talk about is racism. So if you are not white people, you don't have a problem. You guys are going to find a great job here no matter what. If you are a white, blue-eyed person, you probably will have no trouble coming here and adjusting. I mean, there are still some like rude comments that you might face, but something quite compared to what other people of color might face. That is, obviously, including Southeast Asians, they kind of have a feeling, I'm talking about Koreans, that they kind of have a feeling that you don't speak any Korean, so that's why they would just say really rude stuff like right in front of you. My Filipino friends who would just daily interactions, they would have like a cab driver calling her pretty for a Filipino. So stuff like that, like there's always an underlying like racism undertone there, which is really awful, and I feel like still a work in progress. Like Korea, if you don't know the whole history of Korea, it's just that we've developed really, really quick, and we've globalized a lot of our culture, so it attracts a lot of overseas like tourists and just people that want to come here and buy them.
Hi Lily, hello, welcome.
The Korea stars.
How are you?
But I think our culture in a way just can't keep up with how we are attracting all these people so fast. In schools, we don't talk about racism, we don't talk about colorism, anything like that. The lights went out in the boys' bathroom, and everybody in the line is like looking like, what is happening? And then you see like they have like a spotter, like kind of like.
I am doing good today, thank you.
Right now, a guy and a girl went in there, and minutes are going by and they've not come out yet. After a while, you hear the dude go, "Yeah, bagay." So we're just like, are they?
Happy holidays, you guys. I'm still on the second bag. I got off live last night around 10, almost 11, working on this. So we're gonna finish it up today in 2 segments. I'll come live again like around 7 or 6 later to finish, but let's do some on it today. Let's do some on it now. Hope you had a great day so far. The day is still young.
But before we get into this juicy clubby story time, I do want to talk to you guys about my hair a little bit. If you guys saw I tried to look like Jenny from Blackpink video, this is the same wig. I just colored it to match my natural hair color a bit better. So this is what it looks like after dyeing it. Like I knew I would definitely appreciate this wig a lot more once I got it to the color that I wanted.
This is my second bag. I finished the first one. One is for my mom. One is for my top customer that always shop with me. And one is for a godparent. I haven't started the last one yet.
So this lightens It just, this is probably
It's
gonna be like my
12:08
everyday one.
p.m. here.
I scoured the earth and I finally found some hair bleach, and I didn't even get it all the way like as thorough as I wanted. But yeah, if you guys want to watch that Jenny video, I'll put it here or something, so you guys can watch that if you're interested. Yeah, this was that original Arabella wig that was 16 inches, but I cut it quite a bit.
Where are
and
you?
Honestly, I actually like this cut a lot more. Also, I posted on Instagram some
Currently.
pictures of me wearing it if you guys want to check it out there. I think it turned out okay, and it even comes with the clip-on bangs, but it's a little hot today, so I don't need to have any extra hair on my forehead. But this will look cute with this look. Well, if you're interested in this wig, I will link it in the description so you guys can get it for yourself. And there's a little coupon code in there and everything.
Almost midnight.
Okay, so into this story time. So, like I said, this was back in like
She won't
October.
even let you near sewing machine. How old are you? Why?
So one day, I was out in Itaewon, met up with my friend.
She should really consider having you learn.
But I gotta be honest, I wasn't up for it because I didn't live in Itaewon, and when you go clubbing, you know, you gotta go back
Even
home
if you're like
eventually.
8, it's a good time to start learning to sew, because I started sewing like with my hand when I was very, very young.
You know, pay for your taxi home. She didn't, by the way. But obviously I ended up staying out. So first we went to this place. I can't remember the name of it. I'll probably put it on the screen somewhere. My friend Bria, I talked to her about her many times on my channel, mentioned how good their margaritas were, and me and her went many times to get some, like a whole pitcher of margarita. But I wanted to try the pina colada because I'm basic. So we got pina colada, and there was this cute ass kid. I don't know where his parents were. They obviously weren't watching them, and we should have been paid for babysitting. But like, I'm pretty sure his mom was like Thai or something. She definitely wasn't Korean, and the dad was black, and he just kept coming over. Look at that. So me and Annie are in Itaewon, and we're drinking, and somehow we end up babysitting this adorable little kid. He was like trying to take our drink and just like playing with us. He was so cute. And I don't know, that just kind of put me in the more out mood. I was like, you know what, yeah, I'll stay out. I'll stay out tonight. So the first stop after we went to get drinks, she left her purse or something at this club called...
Oh no. You need your own.
It was one of those. She wanted to see if her bag was still there. It wasn't. It's been weeks, so they'd thrown it away. So then, you know, we had all these pina coladas. We're like, oh,
how old are you?
Bathroom. Which, if I had to give you guys a tip for clubbing, bring your own tissue. For some reason, it's normal for clubs to not have toilet paper in stock. Like, you go to the public bathroom at the club, and there's no toilet paper. Which is really, like, kind of gross when you think about it, because there'd be girls lined up out of the club, like, out of the door, and I'm like, okay, well, just wait my turn. I finally get up there and there's no toilet paper, so then I step out of the stall, like, oh no, there's
You
no
should
toilet
have
paper.
your own
And I see
sewing
girls going in
machine.
there coming out still, and I'm like, y'all just
You
walking
should
around with
invest
stuff
in
in
like
the BJ's?
invest in like a very cheap one, like a basic
I
one.
like to bring mine in my own fanny pack or my own purse or in my pocket if I have them. Bring your own toilet paper when you go clubbing. So luckily though, my friend actually...
Alright, while I do that. Here. Girl, join the club. I was sick for a little bit, so I wasn't able to work. So now I haven't been back to work yet, so I'll be back working in January. So I'll be making money again. I'm trying to monetize on my YouTube, get my watch hours up so I can make some YouTube money. But it's rough. It's really rough.
Will you walk down?
You know what? I'm seriously frustrated right now. These days, more and more Chinese men are actually looking over. You know what? I'm seriously frustrated right now. These days, more and more Chinese men are actually looking overseas for marriage, particularly to African women.
So, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about passport rules, but China edition, because
Thank you. I'm working on it.
the channel's name is 1M News.
So the year, well, not the full year, because I started my business in March. So since March 29th to September, I did good for a new business. I did like 2,025 or 2,900. I did good for a new business. So I'm looking forward to the new year. And then I got sick like in October, so I wasn't able to work October, November, December. So
they are now going outside of China to look for a wife. And like we heard the woman say earlier in the opening of this video, according to her, they are seeking, in quotes, particularly African women.
You know what? I'm seriously frustrated right now. These days, more and more Chinese men are actually looking overseas for marriage, particularly to African women.
But before we get into this video, I do want to give a shout out to the brother that sent this video in. Shout out to brother James. He wanted me to react to this video. He wanted to get my opinion on it. So let's get right into the video.
These days, more and more Chinese men are actually looking overseas for marriage, particularly to African women. And it's totally changing the dating landscape. It's like they've just given up on local dating scenes, feeling discouraged about connecting with Chinese women. They'd rather spend
Thank
$200 on
you.
beer, cigarettes, or a quick weekend trip.
So,
But think spending
you know,
520 on a
YouTube
date or a gift is completely
like
outrageous. Deep down,
the
they
best
know they're
platform to
struggling
be
attract the
on
kind of women they
to
find attractive, and they're
monetize.
not willing to invest effort in relationships they don't
So I'm
see
trying
as
to
promising.
work on
Where are
building
those
my
men who used
YouTube
to be willing
more,
to truly try,
because
real
TikTok
effort to
will
win
no
someone's
longer
heart?
be
Now, all I
available
see
to
are these
Americans
guys who seem totally
come
disengaged,
January
basically
19th.
giving up on meaningful relationships. And get this,
So
they're
there will be
turning
no
their
more
romantic
TikTok.
hopes towards
So
African women,
I
seeing them
flocked
as more straightforward,
I
less
flocked
demanding,
over to
and potentially more
YouTube quick.
appreciative of their efforts. It's
I'll
honestly
spend my
so
days
disheartening
here.
to watch this shift happening right before our eyes.
First of all that she just said is giving deja vu, because I have heard these exact same words from women in other cultures, in other races, say the exact same thing. And I've also heard men from other races and other cultures say the exact same thing, that the reason why they are leaving is because of this, right? And yeah, men are going to come up in the video saying all of these things she just said, and then some more, and say this is the reason why they are leaving, right? It's just giving deja vu, because at this point, it just seemed like, what is really happening?
I
in the
am
dating
Nikki.
scene globally? Like, can we talk about?
Nice to
It's
meet
like
you.
somebody casted a spell or something, because these days, why does it seem like people are such in a hurry?
Nice
They
to meet
cannot
you,
wait to
Lily.
up and leave their communities, leave the people
Don't
in
be
their
breaking your
communities and
mom's
go
sewing machine no
somewhere
more.
to go look for a partner. Just to be clear, preface this video, I've said this multiple times before. I personally don't care who anybody wants to date, regardless of gender and regardless of race. I'm cool, as long as it's two consenting adults. I'm cool. I don't have these issues with, oh, you can't date this or you can't date that. Like, as long as you are dating this person for the right reasons, as long as both party loves and respects each other,
Nice
I
to
don't
meet
have
you,
any
Lily.
issue. I'm cool. It's
Let me show you the
2024,
bag.
I'm free to
The
date and be
I'll
with,
show you
marry
my
whoever it is
mom's
they
bag
want
that
to
I
date,
finished.
be with, and or marry. But the thing is, I just can't help but think about, wonder why
So
people
this is the
are
finished
finding
bag
it
I
hard
finished
these days
yesterday. It's bigger than what I
this
usually make.
mentality of the grass is greener on the other side is so heavily present in the dating scene these days. Globally, even for that matter, as it seems. Can somebody please do some kind of survey on this, research on this,
So
and
this,
get to the
they're
bottom of why
usually
it is that this
not
is
this
happening?
size.
Because
They're
like,
usually
I'm
like
really
smaller.
interested to know. It's something I've been
But
thinking
I want to
about.
add like bigger
Hey
size
everyone, I'm
to
Kevin
my
Wong. Today, I've decided to share something incredibly real and
to my
powerful.
website.
Looking back, I've come to realize something amazing about African women that totally blows my mind. It's like they've redefined what it means to be a partner in today's world, and honestly, they're absolutely crushing it. Let me tell you, these women are not just partners, they're absolute game changers. Where traditional dating seems like left many feeling disappointed, African women
Thank
bring
you.
something totally different to
Happy
the
you
table.
love it.
They're not
So
just sitting
I'm
on
working
one
on
rig,
this
they're
one. This one
active,
is for my
ambitious, and
top
incredibly
customer.
self-assured. Their approach to relationships
And
is
it's the
so
same
refreshing.
size as
They
that
understand
one.
partnership, equal effort, not just
A
waiting
little
to be
bit
chosen.
different.
What truly fascinates me is how these women combine traditional values with modern independence. They're not just looking for a man to provide.
With the print.
They're looking for genuine connection. Their cultural background teaches them the importance of mutual respect, family, and true partnership. And let me be real, in a world where many feel disconnected, that's incredibly attractive. Take communication, for instance. African women have this incredible ability to be direct yet compassionate. They don't play mind games or expect you to read between the lines. If something matters to them, they'll say it straight. In a dating landscape where so many people are afraid of being vulnerable, this honesty is like a breath of fresh air. But it's not just about relationships. These women are often incredibly educated, ambitious, and have a global perspective that's mind-blowing. They're not just looking to be supported, they're looking to grow together. Many have incredible professional backgrounds, speak multiple languages, and bring a worldview that's both grounded and expansive. Their resilience? Absolutely next level. Coming from cultures that have faced immense challenges, they understand the value
Yes,
of
this
hard
is
work,
like a
persistence,
vintage
and creating opportunities.
feel.
They don't just dream, they make things happen.
And I just
in a
love the
world where so
color. I
many
don't have
people are
much
stuck
of
in
this
passive
fabric
mode,
left
that's incredibly
available.
powerful. What's even more
But
exciting is how they approach relationships. They're not interested in traditional power dynamics. For them, a relationship is a true partnership. Equal effort, mutual respect, shared dreams. They're not looking for someone to complete them. They're looking for someone to complement them. And in today's world, that's exactly what many of us are seeking. So to all the men out there feeling lost in modern dating, and to all the women feeling frustrated, look beyond traditional boundaries. African women are showing us a new model of relationship, one built on respect, communication, and genuine connection.
Kudos to Kevin for his ability to be able to speak about the things that he loves and appreciates about African women without bringing his own women or any other women down. There are some people out there, regardless of gender, that
I'm a
needs
go
to
back with
learn
these.
this skill.
Oh Lord, you have to she has to teach you so you don't break it.
I can't help but contrast that with what I'm seeing.
And you gotta take your time and be gentle with your feet.
The difference is like night and day. You wanna know what's really going on? Let me break it down. While African women are out there building genuine connections, many Asian women seem trapped in a transactional mindset that's honestly suffocating the entire dating landscape. It's like they turned love into some kind of financial negotiation, and let me tell you, it's killing romance faster than you can say relationship goals. Let's talk numbers, because they're mind-blowing. You're looking at a dating culture where men are expected to shell out 520 yuan for a basic date, but the real idea is dropping 5,200 yuan on a gift. Are you kidding me? It's like love has become a price tag, and that's just the beginning. Talk about marriage? We're suddenly looking at demands of 300,000 or even 500,000 yuan. Where's the genuine connection in all of this? Compare this to the African women we discussed earlier, talking about mutual growth, respect, and real partnership. Yeah, it feels like some women have turned dating into a high-stakes financial transaction. They're constantly raising their standards, but God forbid anyone suggests they should have the same expectations for themselves. The most heartbreaking part? Good men are checking out. They're looking at this landscape and thinking, why bother? A few hundred yuan for beer or a weekend trip suddenly seems more appealing than constantly trying to meet impossible expectations. And can you blame them? What's happening is a complete breakdown of genuine human connection. While African women are building bridges, some Asian women are building walls, made of financial demands, unrealistic expectations, and a transactional view of love that reduces relationships to a balance sheet. Let me be crystal clear. This isn't about shaming anyone. This is about recognizing that love should be next time. A relationship isn't about how much money you have, but about the genuine connection, mutual respect, and shared.
Hi.
To the women reading this, take a page from Nancy's
Hi.
women we
Huh?
discussed. Seek connection, not transaction.
Mimi coming to get
To the
you?
men,
Yeah.
don't give up. There are still genuine souls out there who understand.
Say hello.
Hello.
Hey everyone, let me tell you something that's been quietly transforming the dating landscape.
Thank you.
More and
Mimi
more
coming to
Chinese
get
men
you?
are turning their
Yeah.
eyes to African women, and there are some staring. Honestly, compelling reasons why. Look, the traditional Chinese dating scene has become a minefield. With sky-high expectations, constant financial pressure, and relationships that feel more like business transactions, many Chinese men are feeling completely burned out. But African women, they're offering something totally different. A breath
You
of
wanna
fresh air
touch
that's
everything.
changing everything. First off, let's talk about genuine connection. African women bring a level of emotional intelligence and authenticity that's become rare in today's dating market. While many Chinese women have turned relationships into a complex economic negotiation, African women are about true partnership. They're not counting every yuan spent or demanding astronomical bride prices. Instead, they value emotional connection, mutual respect, and shared growth. Economic dynamics play a huge role too. Many Chinese men are discovering that African women are more interested in building a life together than extracting maximum financial value from a relationship. They're not obsessed with brand name gifts or unrealistic marriage settlements. These women are partners in the truest sense, willing to work together, support each other's dreams, and create something meaningful. Cultural flexibility is another massive draw. African women often come from cultures that value family, respect, and genuine companionship. They're not locked into the rigid social expectations that make dating in China feel like navigating a complex minefield. They're more adaptable, more open-minded, and frankly, more interested in who a man is as a person rather than what he can provide materially. Communication is another game changer.
See, all of what they're saying is nice.
Hello.
It seems nice.
Hi,
But
Daddy.
personally, I still can't help but feel a certain kind of way.
Oh,
Because, like,
buddy.
I'm having mixed feelings. I still somehow can't help but feel
One,
a certain way
two,
when people
three.
come out and say, oh, these are things I'm looking for, but
One,
I can't seem to find it in my community.
one,
See, China is
two,
a big country,
three,
right?
4,
It's a country with a lot of
5,
people. See, the
6,
country is more populated than
7,
Africa. For
8,
those of us who don't
9,
know, yes,
10.
China is more, as a country, is more populated than the continent Africa. So there's a whole lot of people there, there's a whole lot of women there. So when you come from somewhere like that and you start saying things like, oh, I can't find anybody here, I have to go. I'm like, how is that? How can you find somebody? It's the same way I shared this exact same sentiment in one of the videos I made not too long ago. When I said it out, so you are telling me that in your entire community there is no good woman there. Like all the women there are bad. No one is good. I don't believe it. I think it's a generalization that the men who make this generalization make. I feel like it's a cop-out. They use it as an excuse so they can, basically, in my humble opinion, just go and be with the non-black women that they really want to go for. Or they say these things so, they feel justified as they're going. Like, if you like black women, that's fine. Just go and be with them. In that particular portion of the video, I was speaking about black men, specifically in that portion of the video, who trash black women because they prefer non-black women. And like you heard me say in that portion of the clip, it's weird to me when I hear people say that they can't seem to find
Mommy gotta work.
that the people in their community somehow they just don't have
Okay,
the
bye
things that they're
Lily.
looking
Thank you for
for
stopping
out of
in. Mommy
being
gotta
in their
finish,
community.
Pookie.
Like that's
Mommy gotta
weird to
finish
me.
making
Bye.
this. Say
In this particular
bye.
situation,
Bye,
the Chinese
Bye,
men are saying what they're
everybody.
saying. It's weird
Okay,
to me because
No,
not one person
Mommy gotta
can find
work.
one man. Okay, fine. Maybe the women in the city, in your humble opinion, are doing too much. They're demanding for too much. Or
Mommy
maybe not
gotta
even
get get
doing
work
enough,
done.
right? As regards to communication, you can't communicate with them now. You can't seem to be able to connect with them. What about the women in the rural areas? You can't communicate and connect with those ones too. Those ones too are asking for too much, are doing too much, or maybe not doing enough. Like the entire country, you can't find one woman, one Chinese woman to connect with. One Chinese woman that you people, what you are looking for is the same what she's looking for. Your values and whatever align, your family kidney and how you carry family aligns. Like
Okay,
not
Len.
single one.
Okay,
That's
Len.
weird
Okay,
to
leave
me.
it alone.
I call suspicious, quite
I need you to
frankly.
go to
But
Mimi.
anyways,
Go on.
moving on. Now,
Well, go play with those. Go play. Okay, okay, okay. You gotta play. You can open the drawers. Go on. See? Go open the
They're
drawers
speaking
and
a
play.
lot about money and how the women in that community, they expect
Oh
so
man,
much from them.
I can't get
And
nothing
they
done.
can't seem to give these things to these women, or they don't want to give these things to these women. And now it seems like they are going out to look for other women, African women specifically, the women that they are speaking about, that we are talking about in this video. It seems like they are seeking out these women because these women are they don't ask for that much. So that is making me feel a certain way as well, because what are you trying to say, that we are cheap? You're coming to African women because they are cheaper? Well, like, yes, I get it. They said all of the nice things that they said that have nothing to do with it. They said communication, they said how they connect, all of that good stuff. Not so much on the financial aspect. And now I cannot help but wonder, is the main reason why these men are going after African women because they consider us cheaper? Is that the reason? Possibly. Because that doesn't seem like a compliment to me, quite frankly.
I
And
can't see
it's
Kaylin.
conflicting, because now I'm thinking on this aspect, and maybe that's not how they mean it, but they speak on it so much that it's making me wonder, like, this is just weird. Like, and
Hello,
I
Jenny.
don't know.
Say
It's
hi,
just
Jenny.
conflicting. Those two aspects together, the other traits and characteristics that we're talking about that is not connected to money. Speaking about the money, I can't help but feel a certain way about that aspect. But you guys let me know if you see it the same way that I do, because the energy I'm getting personally, and I'm open to different opinions in the comment section right now to hear how you guys interpret. But it's giving me this energy, quite frankly, of
11.
let me go to look for women that will ask
11.
from me, that will expect too much from me. You understand what I mean? And that is rubbing me up the wrong way, quite frankly. And then there is the fact that the low communication gap, because they're Chinese men.
Hi, Jenny.
ABCs.
You say your ABCs and your 1, 2, 3s. Okay, you ready to go now? Go ride your scooty. Mimi gonna take your scooty. Mimi gonna get scooty. Gonna get your toes.
How are they communicating with African women so effectively? And yes, I know that's okay, fine. I'm sure they are learning English in China, but English is not like the official language of all African countries. It's not in all African countries that they speak English. Some African countries, they speak French. Some speak Portuguese. Right? So,
Right there in the kitchen.
you
paint with me. Mimi painting. You doing the...
So you can get the microwave in. Okay, I go. When you're ready, I can say.
All right.
It's just like,
Okay.
maybe I'm dumb for this particular aspect here, but I cannot help but wonder how effectively really are they
Tell Jenny your
communicating with
name.
African
What's your
women.
name?
In the way that they are
Lord.
making it seem like, oh, so many
Tell her your
African Chinese
name.
men are coming down and marrying African women.
TP?
Like, except,
Hi, Jenny. I'm Nikki, and this is Kaylin.
Maybe I'm the one that's being dumb
And
right now.
Kaylin is being
This
a
particular
clingy
thing
boy.
I'm saying about
Clingy boy.
maybe you could help me make sense of it and how you think
Thank
it's happening.
you. Don't play with this.
Communication thing, or
Don't play with this, and don't play with
it's
these.
just
They're not
weird.
toys,
There's
okay?
just something about it that is not it's not really adding
Kaylin
up
is
my
being a
brain.
clingy
But then
boy.
again, I've been stressed lately and not
Ugh,
sleeping as
keep your
much as I
hands to
need.
yourself,
So
sir.
yeah, definitely sleep deprived. So maybe that's why things are not making sense.
Okay, let's go
as
lay
supposed to be
down.
making sense for me.
You go
In the
and lay
comment
down.
section, you could let me know
I'll
what's
be
the
right
message.
back.
Communication is another game changer.
You
Many
go and
African
make
women speak
baby
multiple
bed.
languages.
Yes, many African women speak multiple languages. Many African men even, yes, speak multiple languages. But if you look at the languages that they speak, for the most part, they are like African indigenous languages. So you find someone that can speak like 2 to 4 languages, right? Or 3 languages. Or on the high end, yes, sometimes you can find people that can speak 5 languages. But if you look at the languages, one is English, another one is maybe their own language. Maybe sometimes if their mom is of a different tribe or their parents are of different tribes, they can speak both their parents' languages. And maybe if they live in a state that they are not from and they speak a different language, then they can speak that extra language. So it's like that, right? You are not, before you find someone that speaks, a woman, for example, African woman that speaks Chinese, those ones are very rare. I personally have not come by any African woman in my own personal life that speaks Chinese. So it's okay, and yes, this is not me saying that my experience is the standard, right? Of course they exist, and of course I'm sure other African people, men and women, are coming by these people. But my point is they are very rare. So before you be able to communicate with an African woman as a Chinese man, you would have to be able to speak one of the languages that she speaks for that communication to be able to happen. Because trust, not many African women speak Chinese. This is why I was talking about earlier. Like, so how many Chinese men can speak multiple African languages? Are they trying to say all Chinese men can speak English, French, and Portuguese? So when they come down here, they don't have a problem because, okay, if you can't speak, or if they can't speak, the indigenous language of these women, they can speak the colonial hoodlums language. So that's, that they can use that. Like, this communication gap thing is about to fry my brain. Let me just stop. Maybe it's not even as deep and as complicated as my brain is making it into right now. But regardless, you please help me down below in the comment section. Moving on.
Many African women speak multiple languages, have global perspectives, and bring a level of direct, honest communication that's refreshing. No mind games, no endless subtle hints, just straightforward, genuine interaction. For Chinese men exhausted by the complex social dynamics of dating in their home country, this is incredibly appealing. Let's be real, this isn't about or some simplistic narrative. It's about finding genuine human connection in a world that's become increasingly transactional. Chinese men are looking beyond borders and finding partners who share their values of hard work, mutual respect, and genuine emotional investment. Economic opportunities play a role too. With increasing global connectivity, more Chinese men are traveling, working, and connecting internationally. These experiences expose them to different relationship models, different cultural perspectives, and most importantly, women who see partnership as a true collaboration. The younger generation of Chinese men is increasingly global, educated, and open-minded. They're not just looking for a traditional wife, they're seeking a true life partner. And many are finding that in African women who bring a combination of cultural richness, emotional depth, and genuine partnership that feels revolutionary compared to their local dating experiences. Of course, this isn't about generalizing or creating stereotypes. It's about recognizing that love and connection transcend national boundaries. It's about individuals finding genuine understanding and respect, regardless of where they come from.
Alright, before we wrap up this deep dive, let me get real with you for a moment. What we're seeing isn't just a trend. It's a profound human story about breaking down barriers, challenging social norms, and rediscovering what genuine connection really means. These Chinese men aren't just choosing partners. They're choosing a whole new way of understanding love, respect, and partnership. Think about it. In a world where relationships have become increasingly transactional, where every interaction seems to have a price tag, these couples are doing something revolutionary. They're saying no to societal expectations and yes to authentic human connection. They're proving that love doesn't speak one language, doesn't have one color, and definitely doesn't have one cultural blueprint. This isn't about exotic fantasies or stereotypes. This is about human beings finding each other across continents, across cultures, and seeing beyond surface level differences. It's about recognizing that true partnership isn't about matching economic spreadsheets. It's about matching souls, dreams, and mutual respect. To all the cynics out there saying this is just another trend, I say, watch closely. These relationships are rewriting the rules. They're showing us that genuine connection transcends everything: nationality, economic status, cultural background. It's about two people who see each other, truly see each other, and choose to walk life's journey together. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. Drop a comment below. I want to hear your thoughts. Are cross-cultural relationships the future of genuine human connection? Are we finally breaking down the walls that have divided us for too long? Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because trust me, this conversation, we're just getting started. Peace out, and keep an open heart.
You know, all of that is nice, sounds beautiful, amazing. I can't say that I necessarily disagree with any of the things he just said. My own thing is, as long as it is true, as long as it is pure, as long as there is nothing fishy going on behind the scene, you know, outside what is being captured on camera, because we know how some things happen in this life that we live in. It doesn't always look exactly how it seems to look in front of the camera, right? But not to be a cynic, not to be the cynic he was talking about, I genuinely hope that the people that are marrying into these cultures, are married out, are actually meeting genuine people and are not experiencing anything negative. Like we know as Black people, we have these fears because, you know, calling a spade is spade. People have ulterior motives sometimes why they choose to navigate towards Black people. It's not always, you know, pure. But I hope for the sake of the people that are going out, that is pure. And this is not to say that, there are not people within the Black community sometimes who navigate towards other Black people and approach them for relationships with ulterior motives, because that happened too, right? Which brings me to the point that human beings generally, you know, very interesting species, for lack of a better way to put it. Regardless of whoever you are going to meet, regardless of the race or the cultural background this person is from, regardless of whoever you choose to be in a relationship with, you do want to open your eye. You should open your eye and make sure that you are making, you know, the right decision. You are checking as much as you can to
I'm back.
make
Sorry,
sure
you
that
guys.
this person is who they say they are, and what they are saying that they are about is what they are truly about. You want to make sure that you are looking out and
Becoming an influencer overnight would be a
Whew.
dream come true for so many people. All it can take is one viral video to
Motherhood
kickstart
never
a career that
ends,
promises
okay?
fame and fortune.
Never
What if that
ends.
dream has actually become a nightmare? A nightmare where someone holds you captive, forcing you to perform in front of a camera day and night. Well, this was 22-year-old Chen Feng's reality. She went viral on China's version of TikTok after posting some dancing videos, and within 2 months she had 500,000 followers. But all was not as it seemed, because there was a puppeteer behind her videos, someone forcing her to film content whilst keeping every penny that they earned to himself. And when Feng tried to escape this situation, this person relentlessly stalked her and chased her down like she was prey. He ran after her through the crowded city and eventually dragged her into a game store. And as this was happening, passers-by were starting to recognize the influencer. From the other side of the shop window, people were pulling their phones out to record and take pictures of what was happening to her. Only Feng wasn't posing for the photos, she wasn't dancing for the videos. She was laying on the ground, bleeding to death.
Wow.
This is the tragic story of Chen Feng, a young, beautiful woman who was hunted down in front of an audience who just stopped and watched her
So
die.
sad.
All because she tried to escape and
Hi,
marry another
Lily.
life.
Oh my goodness,
that
that's the
she
second
never
Lily I've
wanted.
gotten today. Hi. I just had a Lily in here.
This series is intended for educational purposes, to memorialize victims, and to amplify important conversations. All opinions stated are mine alone. Before we jump into today's case, I want to thank our sponsor for making this episode possible, Casetify. I have a public service announcement, everyone listen up. Did you know that Casetify are doing their biggest sale of the year from the 22nd of November, and it's only, I got that on like ID in here and you can check. So you might have heard of Douyin makeup or Douyin fashion or the Douyin aesthetic. Think soft colours, youthful glows, ultra girly styles, and a real pursuit of health, be it nutrition, exercise, skincare. It's like a whole lifestyle, that whole like it girl vibe. And this current phase of it girl that we are in right now actually originated on a social media app that only exists in China, called Douyin. It's essentially China's version of TikTok. It has 755 million users. It's absolutely massive. You'll find all different kinds of people and accounts and different kinds of content on there, with the most popular creators on the platform earning so much money from views and brand deals. I mean, I guess we know that because the biggest TikTokers do. So yeah, on
Gotta
every
do
level,
it
it's
again
kind
till
of
I
the same
get it
thing, where
right.
everyone can post videos, anyone can become a star. In the summer of 2018, a new user whose account had only just started posting videos in recent months suddenly began going viral and was rapidly rising as one of those bigger creators on Douyin. And the star of every video posted by this account was a 22-year-old dance teacher named Chen Chen was born in 1996, and she lived in a seaside town which was on the outskirts of a city in China called Siqi. As always, a little apology for my pronunciation in this video. If you've ever watched any of my other videos, you'll know that this is a very common thing with me. I try my best to pronounce things from around the world, and sometimes it comes out sounding a bit funny and weird, but sorry. Chen Xiaofeng grew up with one older brother, and her family were actually quite wealthy because her parents owned a factory. So she had a pretty nice childhood. As a person, Xiaofeng was very gentle. She was very soft-spoken, she loved animals, she was such a kind, sweet little girl. In Chinese culture, it's tradition for parents to name their children kind of how they want them to grow up. Their name and the meaning of their name will kind of dictate the person that they grow into become. So Xiaofeng's parents gave her the name Xiaofeng, which meant that she would grow up to be someone with an abundance of skill, someone full of technique, and that's actually crazy given the passion that she very quickly had as a child. That passion was dancing, something that she would do for the rest of her life. And Xiaofeng was a brilliant dancer as well. Literally since a tiny child, she had learned all different styles of dance. She was entering competitions, she won awards, and while she was growing up in these dance classes, Xiaofeng would often help the younger kids, you know, like fix their form and their technique and stuff like that. And she found it so rewarding to watch these tiny little people getting better and better every week. And so she decided, even while she was still a kid, that one day she wanted to be a teacher when she grew up. So when she graduated school, she went on to do exactly that. At 19 years old, Xiaofeng became qualified to teach children. And she was one of those people that it just makes sense. You know those people that were put on this earth to work with kids because they're just so gentle and sweet-natured and patient. Soon after graduating, she got a job working with like kindergarten age kids. It's around like 4 or 5 years old. So cute. And around the time she got this job, her parents very kindly got her an apartment in the city close to where she worked. And she was loving life. And the kids in her class absolutely adored her. I mean, she was probably like the youngest teacher there, and I feel like that's the treatment that the youngest teacher gets, isn't it? Like, they're always the kids' favourite. But oh my god, they love her. But in early 2017, she'd been working this job for about 2 years now, but she was getting the itch. The I miss dancing itch. So she began thinking of ways that she could turn her passion for dancing into a career. By this time, she was a fully qualified teacher with 2 years of experience, and she did love her job. She loved working with kids. And so
the answer became obvious. She should teach dance to kids. She soon found a job teaching at a dance school that same year, and when she got this new job, her salary went up by a couple hundred. She is so happy with the work that she's doing that she doesn't really mind about the whole money aspect of it, as long as she is fulfilling her passion for dance and putting food on the table. Like, that's all that mattered to her. So it's mid-2017. We're thinking around May time. She's 21 years old. She's dancing, she's teaching, she's slaying the damn thing. But this era of her life would unfortunately be quite short-lived. One day, Chow Feng was in the changing rooms getting ready for a performance at work when one of her colleagues noticed a tattoo. She had this cute little tattoo on her back. It had a tiny cat and a tiny little dog and 2 names. And so her colleagues start teasing her, being like, oh, is that a new boyfriend? Have you got a tattoo for your boyfriend? Yeah. Yes, it was. To their surprise, Chow Feng turned around and confessed that, yeah, she had a new man. Enter 26-year-old Wu Yidong. Which, interesting side note, you know, we spoke about what Chow Feng's name meant earlier. Well, very interestingly, Yidong means to benefit and always have a stable roof over your head, which I guess can be a great thing. But in the context of today's case, the more you learn about this man, it is such a dark foreshadowing for the kind of person that he is, to benefit from others. But hey, this was Chow Feng's new boyfriend. The two of them had actually known each other for quite some time. He was 5 years older than her, and I believe they'd gone to the same school, but obviously 5 years apart, you're not going to know each other or pass each other really. Their paths just hadn't really crossed at all in their lives up until he'd seen her in a bar, thought she was very pretty, and made a move. And now they were together, and now she had a tattoo. Chow Feng had always been a very popular girl growing up, very beautiful as well. A lot of boys had been interested in her life, but she'd never really bothered with any of them until Yidong. Her relationship with Yidong was her first experience of love and partnership. And I know most people on this earth can probably relate to your first ever relationship not being perfect. People learn a lot of lessons in their first romantic relationship. You learn how to love other people. It always seems to be people's first relationships where, like, your friends and family can spot all the red flags in them, but you're just so rose-tinted glasses that the flags just look like flags. And that was kind of what was happening for Chow Feng with Yidong. Her friends just could not understand what she saw in him because she was such a catch. She was such a beauty. She was Grace. She was amazing. But this fella was like nothing compared to her. I guess the technical term for a man like him would be a bum. Someone who hated the idea of working a job. He was too proud to have a job, too proud to work for someone else. He hated the idea of working to make someone else rich. So he would just refuse to participate entirely in this little game we call work and the economy. Okay, well, actually, allegedly, supposedly, maybe, he said that he had a clothing line, like a clothing store. But we've all heard that one before, right? But this unemployed loser was grafting in other ways. He was grafting for Chow Feng's heart. He was full of compliments. He would shower her with gifts. He would cook her dinners. And side note, he actually
Hi
graduated in
Kendra,
culinary
girl, I am
arts.
on my
So he was a good
second
chef.
bag.
He was, not only did he know how to cook a good meal, he also knew how to present it really
I did the
nicely
one
on
for
the
my
web. This was a
mom, that
skill
one's
he didn't
done.
pursue
This one is
after
for my
graduating
top
because, well,
customer.
as we know, Yidong
And
doesn't
then
like the idea of getting a job, I guess, unless he owned
before
the whole
Christmas I
entire
have to
restaurant
finish the
for
last
himself.
one.
He wasn't going to work. But actually,
This one's
somehow,
not gonna
despite
get to
not
my
having a
customer
job, he
by
was
Christmas, but
constantly
she will
showering
get
Chow
it
Feng with
shortly
gifts
after.
and affection and trips out, which all sounds well and good, but it was very persistent. And there is this technique that people use to manipulate the person that they're with in a relationship or want to be in a relationship with. They will shower them with gifts and affection and compliments. It's full on. It's fast. It's called love bombing. You know it. The internet knows what love bombing is, and this is a prime example. It's done to gain emotional control over a person. And a lot of the time, these same people that do the whole love bombing thing, I think the reason they do it is because they know
How
that they're a
was your
shit
day?
person. So as soon as they can gain your love and make you think that they're this amazing person, they can drop the facade
but you're already in too deep now. You're already in a relationship with the person, so what are you gonna do? And by that point, when
Alright.
people drop that facade, it's
So-
often too late, and people are married to them, or they've got kids, or they're living in a house with them. It's so scary because while you can think you're in this super sweet, loving honeymoon phase style relationship, they could just be priming you to be able to abuse you. But like all love bombing does, it eventually comes to an end, and Yi Dong's facade began to drop. Chao Feng started to see cracks in this perfect person that she once thought that he was. He'd get jealous.
Girl, I'm
really
just
easy,
happy
and he would
I
wanna
got
know
my
where she
results
is
back
at
and I
all
can
times.
actually
If he
get
didn't
on
like the
here and
answer,
do
or if he didn't receive
some
one fast
working.
enough, it'd cause an argument. Full-blown, massive
I'm just
shouting,
happy I
screaming
can do
argument.
that.
He was spending like every day just chilling in her apartment while she would go out to work because she is full-time employed, she's a girl boss, and he is on her sofa eating her food, being a bum. He basically moved himself into her house rent-free, and Chao Feng didn't really like this. I mean, she liked the man at this point in time, but she wasn't attracted to this behavior, especially because she knew that her parents would really disapprove of a man like this, and she couldn't keep him a secret for much longer. She didn't want to introduce him to her parents until he'd found a stable job. And so she was
Yes,
holding
girl.
out for as
So
long
my
as she possibly
hemoglobin
could
is
until she couldn't anymore.
11.7.
One day in August 2017,
And I'm so
only a few
happy,
months into
like,
their relationship,
trying to
Chao Feng
keep
was
it,
obviously still keeping Yi Dong hidden from her parents.
trying to keep it
Soon
up.
that would no longer be an
But
option
then
because
I
they
have
dropped
high
by her
cholesterol now,
apartment.
probably
They
from
dropped
trying
by
to
her
get the
apartment
hemoglobin up.
unannounced while she was at work.
So
And Yi Dong was just
I
asleep
have
in her
to,
bed. And you know what? Her parents are better than me because I would have screamed. I
I'll
would have
work on
screamed the
that.
house down. I would have called 999. Like there would have been a whole palaver. But they kind of assumed the situation. They were like, oh my god, Chao Feng's got a boy round at the apartment that she hasn't told us about. So they didn't freak out. They just kind of like went into the living room and assumed that this boy that had just seen them, like he wasn't fully asleep, I don't think, at this point in time. He knew that they were in the house, basically. So her parents just went and sat in the living room thinking, surely he's gonna like get himself up and out of bed and come and say hi to us, come and speak to us. We are his girlfriend's parents after all. But what did he do? He just slammed the bedroom door and went back to sleep for another 2 hours. Oh my god. Could you imagine? You're already a bit worried about introducing your boyfriend to your parents because you know that he's just a bit of a bum. And this is the first impression that they get of him, that he is rude, that he doesn't want to talk to them, that he is just sleeping the day away. I would just be so embarrassed, you know? And I can't believe he didn't have that thing in his own brain to want to give a good impression to the in-laws. Like, why do you want this to be how they see you?
Girl,
later that
thank
day,
you.
Chao
That's
Feng
what
gets
me
back
and
from work, and her parents pull her to the side and they tell
that's
her
what me and
everything that had happened.
Denise
And
was
they,
talking
you
about
know,
last night
imply
before
that
you
they don't
came
really
on.
approve of this man, and I don't blame them. This is a very bad
But
first impression.
girl, the older we get,
But
it's
they
like
tell Chao Feng that they will support her whatever she
the
does
older
with
we
her
get
life,
is like,
no matter what
yeah.
job, no matter what man, even if it is a bum that sleeps all day and ignores them when they come to visit. And you know what is really weird? To say that Yi Dong really didn't care about the impression he made on her parents, he was really keen for her to meet his parents. So when the Lunar New Year came around in February of 2018, he was desperate to get them in a room for them to meet her. He was really proud of this woman that he'd found, you know, and she was an incredible girl. And I think the reason he was so proud was because he knew deep down, or even not that deep down, that he didn't actually deserve Chao Feng. I think he must have felt like he'd won the girlfriend lottery, you know? So the Lunar New Year comes around, and it's common for older family members to give younger ones red envelopes full of money. This symbolizes like good wishes, success, good luck for the year
Right?
ahead.
Like,
the more money given means the more good wishes to that person, so the more money the better. Obviously, the amount of money
I
given
don't
is
even
very
know,
dependent
like,
on the person's
the older
income
we
and how much
get.
spare money they actually have. Well, when Yi Dong's parents met Chao Feng, they gave her so much money, over £1,000, which was like a full month of their wages. And this was the first time they'd ever met her as well. They had really scraped up for them to be able to make a good impression on her. They also believed that their son had won the girlfriend lottery. They really wanted her to stay with him. So maybe that's why they gave her so much money. It's kind of giving like, please marry our
like,
son,
how?
please. I feel like every
How
parent would
are
want
we
their son
surviving?
to end up with a woman like Chao Feng. She was just
Once
so
you get
kind,
30,
so
that's
ambitious. She was such a wonderful woman. But I also feel like every parent would hate for their daughter to end up with a man like Yi Dong. Later that month, after she had literally just met his parents, Yi Dong's anger towards Chao Feng increased. One morning, the two of them got into a heated argument, but Chao Feng was due in at work
Did I
very
pick
quickly.
up
This
the
argument
wrong
was going to
thing?
make her late, and so she actually had to try and leave in the middle of it. Well, she tried to calm it down, but he wasn't calming, so in the end, she had to just go and get in her car and drive to work. But as she was driving, out of nowhere, Yi Dong suddenly runs out into the middle of the road and like forces her to stop. It turns out he had taken a shortcut. He had like ran to where she was going to be at that point in the road so that he could continue the argument out on the street now, make her late for work. When he came over, he demanded that she hand over her phone and her car keys, and she did that, and he ran away with them. She had literally just been robbed by her boyfriend in broad daylight on her way to work. What the fuck is happening? She was just so confused and so upset, and she felt so alone. Like,
Hi.
that's the person that she's supposed to go
You
to
ate
in
all?
times like this when she's feeling sad and
More
scared
what?
and anxious, but
Popcorn?
he's the man that just caused this. Chao Feng was sat in her car that obviously couldn't
My
go anywhere
son
now.
is
He'd taken
hilarious.
her keys, and she was just sobbing. She eventually got out of her car and started running around to try and flag down another passerby so that she could borrow their phone and get someone to come and help her. So she called her brother, who very quickly came to rescue Chao Feng and her car. And this was actually the first time that Yi Dong ever met Chao Feng's older brother. Was when he had to go and take back the items that Yi Dong had stolen from her. This guy is seriously training for like the Olympics in bad first impressions. This is insane.
Look at your
Later
mouth.
that night, when Yi Dong and Chao Feng were reunited, I think back at the apartment, she tried to break up with him. I mean, this was
Yes.
ridiculous.
You want more popcorn?
And so
Yeah.
unforgivable.
Okay,
And
give me
he
one
is just
second.
not having it. He actually sent her a video. Right. And this bit makes me not even gonna
Okay,
lie,
give me
I was
one
laughing
second.
at
I'll
him.
come get you some,
He
okay?
sent her a video of him
Mommy,
crying
get
and
some.
begging for forgiveness. It's
Mimi
giving that
probably
one
doing
Snapchat
something.
screenshot of like, feel like your shit, just want her back. Like he was,
This little boy.
he was giving her the ick. I fear.
Why are you
But he was
sticking your
sending her
tongue
all
out?
of these videos, like so begging her,
Yeah.
saying that he can't
Alright,
live without
hold on.
her. He needs her back. His life
Y'all,
is
I'll
nothing
be
without her.
I'll be back
He was
later,
really trying to manipulate
he's-
her. He was really
he
trying to say
needs
that
my
if you don't go and get back
attention
with me, then my
right
life
now.
is ruined and something.
Alright, mommy
bad
come
will
in,
happen.
mommy.
And while we
Cut.
all acknowledge
Mommy
in this
come in,
moment
okay.
that Yi Dong was no good for Chao Feng, we have to
Yeah,
remember
put it
that
right
this
there.
was her first
Yeah.
ever relationship. This
Thank
was
you.
her only
Yeah.
experience of
Alright, y'all. So I'll be
it's
back
supposed to be. And so
later,
she really didn't know any different. She didn't know
around
that this
6:30 or
isn't actually what it's
7.
supposed to
I'll
be
be
like.
back.
She didn't realize how much
Come
better
on,
it
let's
could
go
be
make you some more
with a
popcorn.
different
Alright,
person,
thank
with
you,
someone that's
Kendra.
actually
See you
nice
later,
to us,
girl.
who cares
Mm.
about things. Yi
See y'all
Dong was
later, later,
older.
later.
He was more experienced in relationships and he was much more
Okay, I'm coming.
confrontational, full stop. Chao Feng was so out of her depth.
Alright.